Call on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, phone storage full, but I'm back. And I'll just mark this as a part 2. And yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of bloodshed and a lot of warfare that's going to happen. So we go, I really want to read some of the Isaiah chapter 3. It says, chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "For behold, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, do take away from Israel, from Jerusalem and Judah, the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water." It says, "The mighty man and the man of war, the judge, the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable man." It says, "The counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. It says, "And I will give their children to be princes, and babes shall rule over them." It says, "And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another." It says, "And everyone by his neighbor, the child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable." So now we living in them times where kids don't care about their elders. They don't, this generation of brothers and sisters that we got in Israel, they don't care about nobody. They don't care about shit. They think that gangbanging is okay. They like to kill each other. They like to start shit with innocent people. You know, they'll hate you and they don't even know who the fuck you are, man. And that's why I say, fuck these kids, man. If they gonna take these kids to war, then take their ass to war. And it's gonna happen like a thief in the night. I keep saying that. It's a lot of stuff that's gonna take place. You might take heed of it now, but you'll forget about it. And the moment that you forget about it, somewhere down the line, it's going to pop up on you, and then it's going to happen. No warning, nothing. It's just going to come at you, and that's exactly what a lot of people is trying to do, blow that shit over, man. Especially with the news report about them wanting to send the youngest of the generation to war, man. Yeah. Shit, the war going to get so out of control, it's going to be 10-year-old kids shooting out here, man. It is, man. The Lord is not going to have no respect over persons. He don't. Get that little 6-year-old boy a gun. Get that little 10-year-old boy a pistol. That 12-year-old girl, you know, a Uzi. You know, it's gonna be like that. It's not the laws and everything that you think. It only govern this world. But when this world start to pass away for a split moment, it's gonna be lawless as fuck, man. It's gonna be. That's why I call it the future dark ages, because it's gonna be a lot of shit going around. Plagues. High levels of fucking destruction, all of the screams, people suffering, statutory rape, you know, murder, homicide. Because they trying to bring back slavery and shit. You know, it's a lot of stuff that you need to think about and you need to worry about ahead of time. And right now, all of this shit is just a distraction. If you ain't got the truth, you ain't got the knowledge of how about Shem Yahushai, then you're done for at this point. And then in the next couple of years down the line, when the shit do hit the fan, you can't say that you wasn't warned, because regardless, it's going to happen. And these next couple of years is short in time, because Yahweh cut the days short. So these years is like hours, man. It's like, or days, man. This shit going by fast. Summer is midway over with. We about to reach 2025 in the next 2 to 3 months, you know. And time is just speeding away, you know, and who knows in between the time in a couple of years that I'm assuming, it's just an assumption, you know, because we do got still a ways away before these things happen. You know, I keep saying, you shall hear wars and rumors of wars, but be thou not concerned, for such things must come to pass, but the end is not nigh. It's not even, we not close to it yet. You know, that's why the prophets, they kind of tired. You know, and those of us, we do wonder when these things is going to take place, but at the same time, it's not for us to even worry about. It's not even in our hands right now. But it's not to say that it's not about to happen soon. Yeah, for sure, nigga, real soon. These years going to fly by quick, man. And who knows if it'll pop off in between time, you know. But I just know that things take time, you know. Everything is getting prepared for the coming battles and the coming wars that's going to happen. Like I told you, the elites want to sweep the board clean. No competitors, no rebellions, no none of that. And they want to put everybody into slavery, and that includes the Israelites. And there is no second slavery for them, but that's exactly what they desire. So they're willing to start all these wars and start all these fights to keep the Israel from claiming the kingdom, because we are on the rise right now like never before. We are improving. We are getting smarter. For those of us that's in the truth, we going up, but in general, Israel is progressing to the point to where the world is noticing that, who we are, and that we are the real Israelites of the Bible, and we are Yahweh's chosen people. So, the white man got to do something about that. He can't just oddly stand by while we come and take his power away, which is a part of the left-hand paradigm of the story, man. He has to. And then this is a form of our divine punishment too. We still got to serve our divine punishment, So it's going to be a lot of killings. It's going to be a lot of destruction, There's going to be a lot of darkness that's coming. And you got to be prepared for that, man. It's not going to just be like, boom, oh, the society collapsed. And then 2-3 weeks later, here come the mark of the beast. And then a couple of months later, the world end. No, this shit could take some years, man. You gotta really buckle down and be prepared for this, man. We don't know the time or day, but you measure the times diligently, like he said. And then we at the beginning of sorrows right now. So this shit is barely just now getting off the ground. It ain't even got off the ground yet. To me, when the shit hit the fan is when these motherfuckers is coming door to door to come get your kids for that war, man. Or when Russia finally they make their move and they touch down on shore, and they let their soldiers out of them goddamn fucking ships that they've been hiding in and they've been sitting in all this time. Or when the overseas soldiers finally come together and they got their bases set up in different parts of the cities of the United States, and they visible and they there, and people are wondering why they set up like this and why they got all these guns and certain blocks are occupied. It's because they getting ready for the war, man. They getting ready to take over. They getting ready to shut this shit down. And what good excuse it is for World War III. Oh, is World War III coming? We gonna enact martial law. We gonna shut them down. We gonna get these niggas under control. Make them obey. We gonna kill some of them and scare the rest of them into to getting in line quick. When it's not gonna work that way, but that is what they plan, It says, when a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father's house, saying, thou hast clothing, but be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. It says, and in that day he shall swear, saying, I will not be a healer. It says, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people, because the Lord is going to take away the prophets, and it's not going to be nobody for these people to follow. They're not going to have an escape route. They're not going to have any more mercy or any sign of repentance. Now, when the prophets leave the streets and they go into hiding, and those of us that know the truth are on the run, we're not going to be standing around, hoping people listen, hoping people come up and talk, hoping people, would pay attention to why the fuck we here, Or me, I'm not much of a prophet, but I'm not stupid. I'm trying to put my work in, and I know, that's some shit coming on down the line. So I choose to follow the prophets, whomever they be. Through the Most High's mercy, and I'm scared of the shit that's going down. I'm afraid of it, but at the same time, the Lord is getting me prepared for it. You gotta get prepared, man, and stay that way, man. Stay clean, stay sober, stay vigilant, man. For your adversary, the devil, walketh about like a lion, seeking who he may devour, man. You can easily be devoured by the society and in people and in temptations, if you don't have no control over yourself, if you don't have any self-discipline or any morals, you'll be just no different than the rest of these people in the world and the rest of these fucking wicked-ass Israelites that do what they want and do what they please, and they feel like it ain't no consequence. Nothing is going to happen to them. Like it says, Yahweh chastised the ones that he loved, man. If he didn't love you, he wouldn't put you through none of this shit. Like a father that beat his son, and he not doing it to see him hurt or in torment. He's doing it to give him that discipline and to give him that fear, of listening to him and doing what he says, and it gives him structure and it gives him stability for the future. Nowadays These kids ain't even getting no whoopings. They're not getting punished for anything that they do. So when they grow up, they feel like, oh, nobody's gonna stop me from doing what I want. Who's gonna stop me? Is there any consequences for what's gonna do? My mama didn't even give me no whoopings. What makes you think that I'm gonna get whoopings from anybody else? And that's when there is no fear, you know? And like they said, fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. So I fear Yahweh, you know? It do say honor thy mother, thy father, you know, you fear them, you know, but I'm just saying in general, fear is protection. It is. It protects you from a lot of things, because if you don't have no fear and you're not afraid of nothing, you can easily get killed out here fucking around with that shit, with all that pride and all of that confidence. You can get wrecked real quick, man. Something can happen to you real quick, and that's what happens to so many people that got that pride in them and that got that fucking no fear, you know? It wasn't instilled in them by their parents. They didn't even instill it in themselves, you know? Some people try to remove that shit, you know, by doing drugs and doing perks and doing cocaine and shit. They try to remove that fear inhibitor so they won't be afraid of nobody, you know, because the world is like that. Violence can come at any moment. Somebody can attack you at any moment. You just got to be prepared at that point, you know. But fear make you confident. Fear make you smart by fearing Yahweh, especially by fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who is your father, you know. And he'll guide you, and he'll make sure what to avoid, and, you know, when to fight this battle, when not to, you know. There's nothing wrong with being a coward sometime and withdrawing yourself. It ain't nothing wrong with that shit, man. If you can't win, you can't win. The enemy is powerful, and these niggas out here are so fucking wicked and shit. Sometimes it's best to stay out their way. But like I said, if he doesn't care about you, he will not discipline you. He will not. You're not going through nothing. You always relaxed. You always chilling. You always turning up, going out to go have fun, doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And the Most High sent you no signs to stop, and sent you no signs to repent. And if he did, you ignored them and nothing happened. That means that somewhere down the line, he gonna get you for it when you don't see it coming. You know, rather you take these chastisements right now than something to happen to you later on down the line, you know? So that right there is very important. Take discipline from Yahweh, and it's only to make you stronger, only to make you better. Especially for you brothers, man, because you're going to need it in these times that's coming. You're going to need it. So it says, Jerusalem is ruined. It says, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke his eyes, the eyes of his glory. Yeah, that's true. It says, the shew of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They do not hide it. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. That's right. And that's exactly what our people is doing. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care. A man that come up and tell you he don't believe in God and expect for it to affect you some type of way, for you to get mad because you're not helping, or you feel like you're not saving nobody, when it's actually meant for them to save themselves. So if they don't believe in Yahweh, oh well, what does that affect me for? I'm just doing my part by telling you and by warning you. You trying to get at me when that makes Yahweh angry. You got to get at Yahweh. Don't get at me for that. I'm not, look, I might be a little upset, but I ain't going to show you like so. Well, if you don't believe, that's on you. Niggas is actually walking around believing that there is no God, you know? There's niggas like that that's actually walking around like there is no God. I just live and I'm just born into this world, so I got to do what I got to do and get what I got to get, because I don't believe and I don't have no faith in nothing like that. I only believe in what I see. And that's going to be them niggas that's going to go, they going to have that terrible downfall too. It says, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. It says, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill for him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. That's right. All of that bad shit you've been doing at some point gonna come back on you. For those of us that's been doing right, Yahweh is not he's not gonna turn a blind eye to us. We will be rewarded and we will be taken care of, you know. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. There you go right there. It says, "O my people, they which have led thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path." So that right there, them women, they rule over us, man. They feel like they run us. They feel like they better than us niggas, man. And it's always been like that. So this shit has been like this for a long time. Because, you know, the number of men are so fucking masculine. No, emasculine. They so fucking feminine. They let the women overpower them, you know? Especially by going with this stereotype nowadays, you know? Some people don't care. They'll just pick a woman, go have kids with them, get married, you know, have a house, have a life, and at the same time, they not knowing this woman about to show her true colors. She wanna get married, then have a divorce, then take all that man money, and then move on to the next man and to the next man, and getting rich off these niggas for whatever benefits they can reap off them, you know? Just the stereotype. I wouldn't want to live like that. Who the fuck wants that? But that's what men do, you know? And women will bend that natural order and take it and make it to their benefit, you know? And you see it every day. You see it all the time. And it's just not something that you, like I told you, stereotyping is not the way to go nowadays. It's not, especially in our times when the government is planning on snatching away all your kids and sending them overseas one day. You don't want to be having no fucking kids, man. You do not want to be a part of this stereotype, because people is going to figure out what's going to happen to them. And like Yahweh said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. These niggas are fucking stupid, man. Straight up. Our people, they fucking stupid, dog. Real fucking stupid. And they real weak, and they real emasculine. As tough as they make them seem, when it comes to real world problems, when it comes to events that's happening to us as a people, they can't do shit about that, because it's too great for them to carry. It's too much for them to take in. They afraid of the truth, and they would rather live their life as they see it. And then when Yahweh come with that judgment and he come bring the hammer down on them, it's like, I did what I could, I did the best I can, and they come to a smart mouth to the Almighty. And the Lord had clearly shown them how to live, and he had clearly gave them other ways to make their life easier and to make it better. So when these dark ages do come in the future, they not gonna be everything that they felt like was a blessing. It's gonna be a curse, man. Come on, man. Y'all gonna be fucking, it ain't gonna be no food, and you would rather give the last of your food to your kids and to your girlfriend rather than feed yourself, and you fuck around and die. When the whole point of it is that the strong survive. If you're not in the truth, that's the only thing that's gonna rule in the law of the jungle, and it's gonna be governed in the truth too, you know. But it's gonna be some families that do survive these events, and they stay together no matter what, because Yahweh got them all. They all believe. But that's not to say for other families and for other people that got they, you know, people that don't believe, man. Don't be trying to sit there and trying to help them and save them. Save your fucking self. If you believe, save yourself, because we get into those hard times to where you got to make these fucking extreme decisions, man. Shit that's going to traumatize you. Shit that's going to hurt your feelings. Especially if you're not in the truth, man. Especially if you're not in the truth. And if you is in the truth, we still got to get ready for that impact, because that's how heavy the wrath of Yahweh is going to come down on us, man. It's going to be heavy, man. It's these times that we entering in is not just some ordinary times, bro. It's real tests. It's real shit coming, man. And you got to have Yahweh in your spirit in order to survive this. Facts, man. It's going to be deep, and the Most High put it in my mind, the gravity of how heavy this shit is when it comes. That's why the Most High is showing a lot of mercy. He's given a lot of time. He's given so much peace of mind to Israel and mercy to the point to where they even forgot why they here. They even forgot about the times of trouble that's coming, and they still even in the midst of their oppression. That's how comfortable the Israelites are right now. They not even mindful of what's about to happen to him, bro. That's why I said the thief in the night, that prophecy gonna come real, and it's gonna hit real hard, man. It's gonna hit real hard. And like they said, women rule over them. Niggas is weak as fuck, feminine as fuck, man. They not strong. It's not a lot of us that can say that we honestly strong and that's in the spirit, and knowing don't be a part of this world too much. Don't be having feelings and trying to make yourself a place to stay. My best bet is for you to survive. You know, for niggas that got kids and they discovered the truth, may you and your kids be protected. But for the rest of these niggas, man, the niggas is weird and they feminine. They feel like a way of life is having kids and getting married. That's not that is a way, but that's not the way that I would suggest you go, especially in the times that we in. Don't make it seem like your sexuality or your future is more important than the truth, man. I mean, we do what we got to do to survive, but there's certain things that's required from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or he give you specific choices to make your life as a man easier, man. Fuck what people think. Fuck how people feel, man. It's about you and Yahweh. Yahweh is a secret God. You know, Yahweh is secret. So nobody don't gotta know. Don't nobody gotta know that you know this type of knowledge. I mean, you know, when it comes to prophecy and highways and byways and stuff, but I'm just saying, when you in the midst of all wickedness and shit and a lot of blind people, don't nobody gotta really know how you play your game, you know? All that really matters is that you know, and it makes, and Yahweh is trying to make the lives of men much easier and much comfortable, because men are such competitors. They competing for things that are fucking in vain at this point. It don't even matter now. It probably mattered like fucking 50, 60 years ago. But now we're reaching a point to where a lot of stuff that these niggas want and they desire is just sentimental simp crap that's not gonna benefit you in the future. The best thing for you to do is for you to survive, man. That's a crackhead shit, man. Ooh, them homeless people ain't no joke. Man, gonna step out in the street and the car is just driving, coming. It's like he wanna get hit. Oh my goodness, man. I hate crackheads, man. I don't care. I don't care. It says, Yahweh standeth up to plead. He standeth to judge the people. Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, and the spoil of the poor is in your houses. It says, what mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces? It says, and grind the faces of the poor, it says Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's exactly what the enemy wants to do. That's what the white man want to do. He want to get rid of us. He want to beat us. He want to put us into slavery. He wants to kill us. He wants to control us, man. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai hear these threats all day long. It's continuing every day, every day, every day. It's in the minds of our enemies, how they want to destroy us, how they go try to stop us from rising, how to kill us and how to destroy us and keep us from power, man, flat out. And Yahweh hear these threats every fucking day, man. Every day. And it's making him angry. At some point, this is going to come to an end. And the Lord already got it planned. It says, moreover, Yahweh said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walking. It says, and are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go and making a tingling with their feet, meaning that they pride is too up there and they think that they better than the Israelite brothers, man. They think they better than they man, the counterpart. It says, therefore Yahweh will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts, meaning that the secrets to these women is that they are feminine, they are weak, they do need men, and he's going to expose that. But society has puffed them up so much to the point to where they actually believe they can do without the brothers. And part of the reason why the Israelite men are deranged and wicked and blind, which is the ones among the 2/3, is because of women, They own women do that to them. What? Oh, so you think this girl gonna like you because you got a big-ass Uzi in your back pocket, or you sag your pants, or you think it turns that woman on to see you get high and just fighting everybody and going crazy, Or you think it's sexy for you to kill your own brother You and then make these women wet, and half of the time it do. Like, oh, he just shot him up. Oh, my boyfriend a rider, or you make her mad and be like, don't make me get my boyfriend and his niggas. They gonna shoot your ass up, type of vibe, and half in and half out it do, It do make them wet. Women be into some immoral, twisted shit. And the more and more the society puffs them up with this feminism, masculinity crap, they are doing shit that they know they wrong for, and they're getting away with that shit. That's because that's how society is, man. That's how it is, especially for the Israelite women. But they fell for the trap too, because when these times come and the society collapse, all that shit that you think that is a form of authority and power is gonna fly out the window, man. Instead of niggas earning the right to have sex with you, they gonna take that sex from you, Instead of men caring about your feelings, because what if she leaves me and this and that, niggas ain't gonna care about your feelings, and they gonna beat your ass so bad you ain't gonna wanna run, That's the times that we are entering into. And when they finally come, instead of the men worrying about your clothes and the things that you need to make you look good, men ain't gonna worry about that. They gonna worry about their own clothes on their back, and you the one that's gonna be wearing rags and shit, looking like a bum, bro. These dark ages ain't gonna be no joke, and these women is gonna go back to their natural order, man, where they was happy just to have a man, and nothing else even mattered. It didn't matter if they were poor, they were homeless, and this bitch is a 10 when it comes to rating women. And this bitch is a fucking 11/10. She just gonna be happy that she's not in danger, that she has somebody to protect her, and she's not dead, because these women actually think that they so hard and shit, but like Yahweh said, he gonna discover their secret parts and expose them for who they are. They just weak-willed ass women, and because society had it to where they can have an advantage, they took that advantage. And that's exactly what the Lord is going to discover and show the men, and then the men going to rip them bitches apart, man. Fucking weak ass hoes, man. And that's the truth. It says, in that day Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet. It says, and their caws and their round tires like the moon. They ass is gonna deflate, because a lot of women not gonna get the daily nutrients that they need. They're not gonna be able to relax because they always on a run. Something always is happening. Whether they getting attacked or people getting killed. They're not gonna be able to eat. They gotta share that food with 5 or 6 of their kids, however many kids they got. It says, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets, because women still wear bonnets. He's talking about the black women when he says that. That's crazy, because this word is not in the King James book, but it's in this one. And this book old too, but still, they wear bonnets and turbans too, the black women, and it's still to this day, so he know exactly who he talking about. So it says, the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings. It says the rings, the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel. It says, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink. Meaning, because they're not going to have no L'Oreal. They're not going to have Dove. They're not going to have, what's it called? Neutrogena, I think that's what it's called. Mascara. They're not going to have makeup. They're not going to have no period pads. They're not going to have none of that. It's going to be a lot of women that if they don't look like 10s, and if they not beautiful and they don't have kids, or they young, it's going to really, the rules is really going to smack them in their face. They not going to make it, A lot of them will be denied, because the only ones that's going to be around after all this is, the men of the Lord, and the rest of them going to be evil, last wicked men. And by that time, the will of Yahweh is going to be present, and they're going to know. So instead of them looking for an ordinary man that they can't trust, they're going to be looking for the men of God and the men of Yahweh that's been on the highways and byways and the men, the men of the Lord, man, and the 1/3 and the people who believe. That's who they're gonna be looking for, because them people is gonna be them men is gonna be taken care of more than anybody. And they not gonna have all that stuff. So you gonna have a bad female with a big booty, you know, and her ass stink, you know, and you gotta lead them to you gotta be the matriarch. You gotta lead these women to oases and water. You gotta, if the Most High put the knowledge on you, find them fragrances to make them smell good, and you gotta make sure that they fed. So, and these times, a lot of men is going right now, even as we speak, the paradigm of power is shifting back to us, and women is trying to keep that power, but they realizing how inferior and weak they are. You know, it's already starting at this moment. You know, because with arguments about how reckless women can be, and this is in the dark ages. Now it's hitting them, but it's gonna really be heavy in the dark ages to come in the future. You know, because they're gonna regret having them kids. They're gonna regret not saying that I don't need a man or I'm a fucking lawyer or a doctor, and if he not making as much as I am, then he ain't shit. Then I don't need him. And in fact, I don't need no man, because ain't no man gonna get to the level of where I am, because this is a woman's world, you know. But and when this world finally collapses and pass away, all you gonna be is a woman, you know. Yeah, you was this big top-notch judge, or you was this pediatrician, or you was some sort of super model. Now you just a fucking homeless woman with fucking 3 to 4 kids that you gotta carry, and 9 times out of 10 men ain't gonna want that. And like they said, the law of the jungle is gonna come back. Like Kevin Samuel said, if a lion that doesn't have cubs by a female lion, and this female lion got like 4 or 5 kids, the lion is gonna kill them cubs and then repregnate her with his kids, because ain't nobody gonna want to take care of no kids that ain't theirs. And that's the same thing that's gonna be happening. Women gonna be put into some grim situations, man. Like, oh, you want to be with me, then you gotta kill your kids. You gotta get rid of them, because I'm not gonna take care of them, you know. Maybe if you come across some men of the Lord and Yahweh put it on his heart to bless you and your kids, because you sincere and you want to repent, but 9 times out of 10 they're gonna end up in these fucked up situations, whether it be eating your kids or you selling your kids to take care of you, you know. That's what's gonna happen, man. And a lot of women is feeling that effect now. They regretting it, you know. They don't want to have they fucking up the natural order of what they supposed to be. You know, they pushing, they want to be in this fucking limelight, they want to live this fast life, and then 20 years later they look back and they ain't got no man, and then they got a bunch of kids, or they old and they by themselves with no man. Now they desire all the stuff that they were supposed to have in the beginning. They desire that shit, but it can't come to them because they too old and flimsy. It's gonna be a lot of old, flimsy, homeless bitches too when the collapse happen, man. It's gonna be a lot of these women that's bums and shit, and some of them gonna be with cruel men, whether it be with them wicked soldiers and woo, ain't no telling what them wicked ass soldiers gonna do when they get their hands onto these women, boy. Oh my goodness. And just wicked men in general. You say something out of line, you getting your ass beat. You know, right off the rip, man. You getting slapped up, your eye getting blackened, you might get killed on the spot. You know, you're gonna have women that's walking around in chain gangs, man, and men is pulling them and directing them and telling them what to do. You know, women that's giving up coochie for free, no payments, just to do it, just to survive. It's gonna be on some Mad Max shit, Fifth of the North Star type shit. You know, Fist of the North Star type shit. It's gonna go back to those days, man, and it's already happening now. You know, not to that gravity, but now, you know, a lot of the power is getting shifted back to Israelite brothers, and Israelite brothers still don't acknowledge how special they are. They don't acknowledge that Yahweh Shem Yahushai got his eyes on them, you know, and they don't praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai for what he's doing right now as we speak. The whole world need Israelite brothers, man. The whole world, man. You know. It's a lot of nations that's not having kids because they men don't have the sexuality for it. And it's tons of women that look for strong black brothers to repopulate. They didn't call for the women of the Western women. They called for the black men. They called for us, you know? So you gotta understand how, brothers gotta understand how fucking special they are, man. We fucking special. We more important. Like they said, the men is the prize, not the women, you know? And we are more important than you know. And that's exactly what Yahweh is showing. I'm glorified. My name is being glorified, and I'm lifting y'all up. Y'all need to pay attention when Yahweh is doing something for you. Especially for these brothers, man. Y'all important people. And y'all got to get back in line, you know, to understand to understand how truly important you are. You got to get back in line, open your eyes and see. So what's the main thing that the Lord is telling you right now in these verses? It means that the women is not important. They're not. Because soon, when these times do come, you're going to have women coming to you, some 20, some 30, some 100 to thousands. They're going to be coming at you for help, you know? They're going to be willing to give their bodies up, everything, because that's all they got is their bodies. That's what they do. That's what they use to get ahead in this world is their bodies, man. Their little coochie, their little body parts, you know, to do anything to get ahead in this world. That's what they do, man. So in the end, they're going to be using everything that they've got. And whether they imperfect or not, all the way from dykes to obese women, and most of the time they're going to be rejected to the ugly women, and women that are lacking intelligence, like cooking and cleaning, you know, and obeying a man without any mouth, you know, without any mouth or no sense of pride, because the men going to be real distinct on what they find, you know, women and be. You know, like they said, even if you are a 10, that could put you in jeopardy because every man going to want you. You know, they willing to kill to have you. They probably kill you if you don't come. And you, the more beautiful you are, the bigger a target you're gonna see. It says, their men shall fall by the sword and the mighty in the war. And that's exactly what's coming. These times ain't nothing new. So these times is about to swing around again. And a lot of the brothers in time, they will be going to war to fuel that depopulation scheme and that slaughter that Yahweh been talking about, okay? The valley of Yahweh Shaphat, you know? It says, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Bring her back low, man, because that's where she belongs, out of lower state. She not this high and mighty person that's just this strong, masculine woman that's saving men. No, she actually a frail ass woman, and all these laws and all this stuff pumped her up to be something that she's not. Especially the shit that's coming, she ain't gonna be ready for it. And I'm gonna say this again, like I said in the beginning. It says, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our shame, which is reproach means shame. It says, and in that day, the branch of Yahweh shall be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And that's saying that the man is going, we still going to repopulate no matter what, you know, in these times, in these dark times that's coming. But they going to flourish when they under the men of the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the men of the Lord. They going to flourish, our people, the ones that come back, and the ones that survive if the Lord have mercy to take them in. It says, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When Yahweh shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst of thereof, by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. It says, and Yahweh will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud and a smoke by day, and a shining flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, meaning that the Most High is going to have his hand upon his people to protect them in those times. 144,000 going to be guarding the Israelites, and Yahweh is going to have his hand over them. So when people, which is vagabonds and murderers and rapists, you know, and elite soldiers and shit try to come and attack the camp, they're going to see Yahweh's presence over the camp, and that supernatural power that's going to be like, nah, we can't even fuck with them. We might as well just go find somebody else type of vibe, you know? Just as in the times when Yahweh was with Moses, and he would follow them a pillar by day and a pillar of light by day, and then a pillar of fire, a pillar of a cloud by day, and a pillar of fire by night, I do believe. No, a cloud of smoke by day and a shining of flaming of fire by night, you know? And we gonna be safe and we gonna be protected, you know, in these dark times to come. But anybody outside of the camp, you know, anybody outside of that defense and that fortress that Yahweh is going, because when them doors of repentance close, if you're not in there, you won't be protected. It's gonna be a lot of death. It's gonna be a lot of destruction. It's gonna be a lot of starvation. You know, because they gonna still be pilgrims upon the earth, the Israelites that are chosen. But it's the shit that they gonna come across and the shit that they gonna see that, you know, it's gonna break their heart, it's gonna scare them, and then some of them gonna be grateful, and then some of them gonna even laugh, because people was warned, our brothers and sisters was warned, and they didn't take heed. They didn't listen, they didn't care. Now you seeing brothers and sisters dead and rotting on the streets, and animals is eating them. You see some of them deranged and, you know, demonically possessed and contorted, you know, fucking on the ground and shit and throwing up everywhere because they sick of the plagues. You know, some of them bony and starving, trying to touch you and beg you for bread and beg you for food and money because they families is dying and they starving to death. It's going to be a lot of shit that you're going to come across in your journey in those dark times that you're going to see. That's going to be like, damn, I'm glad that I'm with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because without his spirit, look where I would be at, you know? And this is just part 2, so I'm going to close out. And with that, calling Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the name Yahushai was a little bit of news update, and it was a lot about the times to come. And with that, I love you, brothers and sisters, for whoever is listening. And with that, shalom, and on to the next video, yo.